You said, I'm not going to say it, but
I said I'm not going to say it, and then I did. I'm stroking out. I might need to take a break after this. Hey, what's up, y'all? I am stroking out.
You got a topic.
Hold on. That's probably why, because I ain't got a, and you, whatever.
I got you.
Hello, people. Welcome back.
He's a dignitary.
Hey.
What?
Hello, good people. We in Great Britain now?
People in the TV
Like
land.
please.
People in the TV land.
People of YouTube.
Cheerio.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the We Chillin podcast. It's your boy Mel, John G.
Pastor T.
I got Pastor T with me again.
Wow.
So you know when he here, it gets serious, okay?
Dum.
He giggling now, but we about to tighten it up. He's got a few questions he's gonna pose, and we're gonna deliberate.
I just want to know, hey, listen, and I don't intend to make this some serious matter. I want to reach out to young people and get their assessment. So if anybody out there that's listening to this podcast, watching this podcast, maybe you can chime in, young people in particular, about your views about church, how you feel about it, and how you can see, as well as do you see your place in ministry in the church. Not just to be able to serve, but to be able to find a place where you can have fun and enjoy coming to church. That's been a concern of mine, because I'd like to see young people come and have fun. We have a motto at RSC, come, let's have fun the Lord's way. So I believe that everybody should be able to enjoy church and not be this always serious moment, just come in and be serious, but to be able to enjoy the life of being a part of a church. So I'd like to get some opinions on that. And so here's some deliberating messages from these young men on their views and their experiences about church. That's kind of what I wanted to kind of jump on and put out there, because I believe that there's a place for young people to really take church to another level. You good over there?
Shooting no boogers on me. Shooting no boogers on me. Now I just want to pause and say, watch the video, man. Like it, subscribe, and as my nephew Zai say, leave a comment. Now first, I thought it was just gonna be one question, but then he had did a lot of talking, and then everything just started going.
Took us there.
All right, so we're gonna just let you go. You start with your first question since you got the mind full of things.
Okay,
And
so
then
let me ask
we-
one question,
okay.
and then we'll go from there.
All right.
What is young people's view on church?
I know when I was younger, my viewpoint on it was just going because I was, well, I ain't gonna say forced to go, but just to go because that's where my grandma was going. That was when I was a teenager. I ain't a teenager no more. That was just a couple of years ago though. But
You're an old head now.
Nah, it wasn't a couple of years ago.
You're an old head
It
now.
was not a couple of years ago, by the way.
You were trying to slip it
You
in
trying to slip it in
You
there,
was trying to
thinking it was
slip
gonna
it in
slide
there,
by.
for sure.
But really though, I mean, so your perspective at that time was, I'm going because they were going.
They were going, yeah.
They wasn't going to leave
and
you
it
home,
wasn't.
so to speak.
It wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't tolerated. I don't know. Sunday morning, you ain't sitting at the house.
Yeah, you need to go.
around.
I just wanted to play the drums.
Well, because you've been playing the drums since you was like
Okay.
4, 5. So, yeah.
I
But you
just-
enjoyed it though.
I did.
You enjoyed it. So to you, was that like what you? Well, I know that was what you was passionate
That was
about.
for me. That was my reason for church.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was your reason. Okay. Yeah. See, I like to get the viewpoints, and it's even if we don't get past this particular question, that view for most young people in their experience in church.
I mean, it's probably for majority of it just going because that was what was going on Sunday morning. going because your parents going.
But I want to see a place, and this. I don't know if we're moving on to the next part of the question, but
No. We can stay there. We can stay there.
Okay.
Because I think it changes, right? It depends. So, yeah. And in the beginning, it was just about going and playing the drums.
Okay.
Of course, as you get older, and the church we were going to, the youth program wasn't, as the young folks say, popping,
Mm-hmm.
as it was when you started your church,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I want to say I was 14, 15 when you started the church, Revelation Sanctuary. You need to be there on Sundays if you ain't got nowhere to go.
11 o'clock.
Shout out.
11 o'clock?
11 o'clock.
Sunday school started at 10. And shut up with me because you should have been there.
Who was that kitchen captain, by the way?
Hey, stop. We was there. We had stuff to do, right? It was a lot of us, a lot of youth. We had a lot of stuff to do. We stayed busy. So then, of course, in that little pocket, the reason to want to go to church changed. I get to see all my family and friends. The youth is about to be going either on a trip. We about to be doing something.
Yeah.
We going to the beach.
All the time.
We going to the fair. Like we was doing something all the time. And in doing that and being in church more than we were when we were younger, it went from one day a week or two because I had to play the drums, so I'm there Sunday morning and then choir rehearsal, whatever day that is.
Mm-hmm.
You started the church. Now whenever the door is unlocked, I gotta be in there.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? So
But the question,
I was able to hear more. So for me personally, I can't speak on all youth.
right?
Right?
Right.
Because you ask about their reason for church.
Yeah. Their
Yeah.
viewpoint about
Their viewpoint.
being young and coming to church. Yeah.
For me, it changed. It was a safe space.
But see, that's the thing, though. That's not the. And being speaking to you in particular, being a pastor's kid, that sometimes is a rare thing because a lot of pastors' kids feel trapped because they have to be there because their father's the pastor.
Right? Yeah. So it did. It changed because at our church where we were growing up, it was, Sunday morning and whatever day choir rehearsal was. When you started the church, it was every time the door was open, which was probably 6 out of the 7 days of the week. So like I said, I was able to hear more, and I guess get more because I was in it. I was in it more. So, but like I said, I mean, I can't speak for all youth, but for me, for personally, that was the reason.
So you didn't get that feeling of I gotta be here.
Yeah.
I did when I got older.
Mm-hmm.
I got more involved.
You feel like you
Got that feeling.
you
like,
had I gotta be here.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing to feel the obligation of it. But was it something like you say, I wish I wasn't here kind of thing? I wish I could be someplace. I wish I could be in the neighborhood playing with the guys.
Only during the week. Only during the week for me.
Yeah, because Sunday morning, everybody else was at the same place, church.
Yeah. So
At least everybody you do.
right,
Yeah.
growing up, because
Yeah.
remember, I played football and basketball,
Mm-hmm.
and it got cut short. Well, I had a car accident,
Mm-hmm.
and church was like a combo that kind of shut it both down, shut them both down. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I had times where I was like, what if?
So-
Of course,
so
what if I didn't get in a car accident and hurt my knees? But if I didn't have church 3 days a week, I could have stayed on the basketball team. I could have stayed on the football team. You know what I'm saying? It was,
Right. But here's what I want to kind of draw from the both
Regret?
of you.
Not at all.
Well, yeah, that's what I want to kind of get to.
Yeah, no, not at all.
What would you say to young people, or either one of y'all, because both of y'all had the experience seemingly similar, where you was there, but were the things that you enjoyed about it, number one, and what would you recommend for young people as far as how to be involved in church, where it's not just, it don't feel like just some obligation? What's there for the church, for young people, that they can come to church, enjoy it, and not feel like there's some obligation, I gotta go because mama made me go, or daddy made me go. That's kind of that's what I want to draw out from this, because we need to have a place, I believe, in ministry, in the church, where young people can feel like producers, like they have something to bring to the table in a way that fits where the stage of their life as young people, so they can enjoy it. I enjoy church, so but that's because I'm passionate about what I do, but a lot of times I find that young people seem to have this disconnect from enjoying the services, and I want to bridge that, so that young people, when they come to church, they'll be looking forward to where they contribute, and in addition to that, what is being contributed to them, so they can feel good. That's what I would love to see.
I think it's you got something?
Go ahead.
One, we know we can't make somebody do nothing.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Having or giving them opportunities to do things, because if a young person comes, of course we don't want to bombard them and make them feel like they need to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they gotta wanna be here.
Yeah.
But having things for them to do, such as learn and play instruments,
Mm-hmm.
having youth activities.
Right.
I can shout out Kickback July 5th. Now this episode is coming out after that, and if you wasn't there, you square. That's pretty tight. I mean,
That's dope.
How you gonna
I
tell
mean,
them?
now
How you
Yeah,
gonna,
be square.
how you gonna tell them about a kickback after the fact?
they should have been there, and I'm sick of you because you wasn't there. Watch the video though, like it and subscribe. But I mean, for me, like I said, that was one of the things that kind of made me want to be at church more.
Yeah.
And the people in the church need to be more encouraging. Not so. Just like when
Speak to
people
that.
come.
Speak to that. Bro.
When I say encouraging, I mean just like uplift them. Like especially the kids that's still in school.
Hey, hush up over there.
She got nothing to do.
You loud on my microphone.
When I say be more encouraging, I mean don't be so judgmental or look at them, because not everybody's gonna. How can I say? I know when I was younger, everybody didn't dress the part per se. Like everybody ain't had a shirt and tie on. But don't look at nobody. How can I word that without being so? But just be encouraging, like uplift them, let them know everything will be all right. Glad to see you. That kind of stuff matters when you at that age in life.
Yeah.
And don't be looking at people funny or got so much negativity to tell them and all this other stuff.
Yeah, because when they come, they assume it's
Yeah.
got to be shirt and tie.
Yeah.
I don't wear no shirt and tie.
Well, yeah.
I don't wear no shirt and tie. When I need to, I do. First Sunday, I'm gonna be crisp.
Now, if you plan on being a
Well,
politician,
I'm Chris
Who, me?
Sunday.
no, I'm talking about
Oh, I ain't no politician, not by any means.
I'm talking about. Then you got.
I'm Chris
Yeah,
every Sunday. But
you
still,
gotta be
Yeah,
shirt
you are.
and tie.
You
I
are
don't wear no
Chris
shirt and
every
tie.
But I just be encouraging. Like just got to uplift our young.
I get that. I get that too. Now, if I could take a step back for a moment, because I remember when we started Straight Talk,
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of feedback.
Explain what that is.
Okay. Straight
Or
Talk.
What that was.
Straight Talk was a meeting where I met with a group of, my wife and I, First Lady and I, met with a group. We weren't pastors at the time, but we met with a group of young people every Friday night, even during the school seasons, and they could go out and hang out, but they preferred to come to Straight Talk, and we talked about church matters. We talked about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about relationships. We talked about just how to act in the neighborhoods and what people do in the neighborhoods and how to have relationships amongst the group. There was a lot of good feedback. I've even seen parents would use straight talk or you can't go to straight talk if you don't clean your room, or you can't go to straight talk if you don't do your homework, which mean they must have had such an opinion about straight talk that they wanted to go, and their parents could use straight talk to cause them to do their homework. But that was a fun.
It was a fun activity.
It was a fun activity, and they came every week. I mean, and
it was just something they could be. It's something positive.
Well, and they could be
Yeah.
themselves, and they could talk about, what do they feel like talking about. They could even talk about their disapproval of church, and it was okay. They didn't get like what you're talking about, just encouraging them. Just encouraging them. If they had an opinion that might seem negative, that was their thought. And so they had the space to be able to talk about those things. And then my role was to encourage them and to be able to kind of look at church from a different view, from the just, I got to go to church because my parents made me. But so when we set atmospheres like that, and we set platforms like that where people can feel like they have a voice in the matter, and what they feel is not like some sin, and is punishable by death, if you will, and I'm exaggerating, but they prefer it, they like it. It made it feel good that they can come and say, hey, I really don't like coming to church, and not get ridiculed. Not told, well, you don't like going to church, you're going to hell. So, can I say that?
Speak free.
So what I know that it works is really kind of why I want to have this discussion. I know that it works. I've seen it work. I'd like to see more young people find their place in ministry, find their place in the church, so that they can feel like they can have some fun. So being here with you, with the two of you, expressing your views to it. I mean, I've never seen y'all like mad because of church, unless y'all express your disapproval, absent me.
We had big talks when you're not around.
Oh, did? Okay. Maybe I missed.
But it's still
But they're gonna be on the podcast, so stay tuned. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
And leave that comment.
Leave a comment.
Not liking it.
Nah, so
no, he was saying
I was just
not
saying
liking
that,
is a stretch.
Yeah, saying that I didn't like church is a stretch. It's just, I guess I could say maybe bothered about how often we had to be there.
And I came in the upwind of it, kind of slimmed down a couple of days.
Yeah, you did.
It went from 4, 5 to probably 2, 3.
Yeah.
So I got older.
Yeah, and that's because
y'all
grandma was getting older, so she wasn't there. She wasn't going to everything when she was before.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that was the case for a lot of people. Churches started around that time when Jonathan came along. Things started to kind of shift where all of those services we would have, because we were having Tuesday night, Thursday night, outside of choir rehearsals that were going on, and meetings that needed to be going on. You had Sunday morning, Sunday worship, YPWW, evening service.
Good God Almighty, and I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad you don't do that. So glad you don't do that.
We came a long way.
Came a real long way, a mighty long way. That what they say?
Well, the shift wasn't some supernatural decision I made. It was really about what was feasible based on
the people showing up.
People showing up.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want to have a service 3, 4, 5 times a week with the same 10 people showing up, or the same 20 people showing up.
And that could go with your concern for the youth too.
Absolutely.
Because they probably feel like you're doing too much.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. And another thing too that I've discovered, just from and obviously a personal experience, because from just having church, I shouldn't use the term so much, but just those multiple times, how much of those times was the focus on the young people?
Right. So
you're having these, 5 services a week, when maybe only one of them is really about the young people. So those other 4 times they're going,
It ain't
ain't got
it's
nothing
not
to
it's
do
not
with
it
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
on
anything
them.
okay.
It don't have anything
Yeah.
to do with them, at least from their perspective. So how do we make sure that when they are when they're involved in church or coming to church or when we expect them to be in church, that we're not just saying come to church because we're going, but come to church because here's what's there for you.
Right.
How do we create those platforms so they can enjoy it? Because if you had something like Straight Talk and say, okay, we have Straight Talk today, let's go, then most of them will say, oh yeah, okay, I'm ready.
It also matters who you got working with the young people as well.
That's a good point.
Because I know me growing up, the 3 young people that was over the youth department, like I said, that's why you always got to encourage people. They made it like meaningful. Like, all right, I'll come to church. I might be having a rough Sunday, but if I talk to one of them, I'll be all right.
But it was different now when your grandmother was.
Well, so that's why I was saying when it was grandma. And shout out to Missionary Golden Elder Cows.
Right.
Phenomenal youth leaders growing up. So you got
shout out to
Elder
Cows.
People like those 3, and it made like coming to church. Like, I know Missionary Armstrong gonna say something.
Missionary
Or she
Golden.
gonna give me something, or get a hug, embrace one of those hugs from Sister Golden.
Oh, she get good hugs.
I can feel all right.
She get good hugs.
Or my grandma giving you something or whatever. So it made that kind of stuff meaningful as well too.
Right.
So that's why it also matters who you have working with the young people.
So it's not just the young people; it's the leadership team
Yes.
too that makes the difference.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, and involvement that they want.
Yep.
You know.
So that's why I say shout out to the 3 of them because they were phenomenal,
Mm.
and they was doing it for a long time.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
Definitely shout out to them.
As a matter of fact, I can share one of my experiences when I first joined the church, actually, over at our former church, is that the day we joined, which was a couple of weeks after we visited the church, so we didn't go there, and we went there and decided, hey, this is what's best for us, so we joined the following week, right? Now that second week, the day we joined, when we got home around 3:00, she was at our house. She didn't know us.
How old you?
Gloria.
Mm.
Knocked on the door with that. You know how she is. She was just, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the church. That was new to us. And it mattered. It made a
Y'all
difference.
never forgot about it.
Yeah, I still remember. I can still see her face when she walked up to the door, and we opened the door and we like, it's the lady from the church.
Mm-hmm.
And she found out where we live because of course it was on the visitor's card, and we had joined that day, and so they had our information, and so she came to the house just to welcome us.
Mm.
You know, that was impactful. So when you have kind of leaders like that, then yeah, a youth team, you know, it flourishes. And so the question is, how do we create these kinds of environments where kids and young people would, you know, be glad to come to. I think the kickback is a good way to get young people involved. And when they can look forward to those kind of things.
Right. Yeah. So, and my plan is to have more.
Absolutely.
I most definitely want to.
Absolutely.
Because I know what made church fun, and me wanting to go. I know why I wanted to be there. Mm-hmm. So I want to do that now for the youth in church now.
You need a department. You need a program, a department, a committee that's the focus. Mm. Young people is the focus. You know, and being able to create an environment for them so they can enjoy themselves while they're getting what they need from the Lord. Mm. In a fun way. So to bring alive the model that we have, come let's have fun the Lord's way, is something that needs to be implemented in a way, in a scale that is active. And I think you'll see a future of a church that can really be impactful in the city. Mm. But that was the thing that I wanted to kind of put out there. How can you create these atmospheres and these kind of programs that young people can enjoy having church and look forward to coming to? Because I will say this, that when you have that kind of experience with church when you're young,
Mm-hmm.
when you get old, not just old, but older, then you don't have these horrible experiences that I just want. When I graduate high school, when I go to college, I am not looking back. I'm not going to church. But you know, most places they'll go off to college and they move away. If that's the case, then they'll find another church and they'll be looking for that.
Mm.
Right.
So that hit different for me, cause I thought I was like, when I get in high school, I don't think this church thing gonna be for me. But the Lord shifted my mindset quick.
Yeah.
Like, no, buddy, you gonna need the church. If you don't need nothing else, you gonna need church.
Well, you had this unique, if I can, remind you of your transition. You had this unique
Presence.
Well, he does. He have a unique presence, but I know that when he first started coming, he had his eyes on some things that was not like God related. But I brought it up to. But I brought it.
Put you on blast by that red light on.
Yeah.
He's trying to put you on blast by that red light on.
But God.
You see, he trying to keep it straight.
Yeah. He was
You see, he trying to keep it. God. He trying to keep
I
it.
said, oh, where he going with this?
I'm trying to be locked in.
That's kind of deep. No, actually, it wasn't
Very
all that
interesting that you say.
deep. No, it was not that deep. Yeah, you just need your loins girded about you.
Oh,
But anyway, with truth. So I won't preach. But the good news is that involvement kept you in an environment where then your thoughts shifted to say, hey, I like ministry. So if you didn't have that in front of you in the beginning, and it doesn't take that for everybody, obviously, but if you didn't have it in the beginning, would you have just said, okay, I'm old enough now, I'm not going to church? My point is you had an interest for going. It wasn't necessarily I want to do ministry at the time, but you had an interest. You had a motive,
Oh yeah, definitely.
right?
Yeah.
And so
For
once you
service
started
to people,
going,
yeah.
then your motive changed.
Mm.
That kept you there. So now here you are.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean-
service to the people. So yeah.
Right. So it shifted to service to the people.
No, I couldn't help because of my gift. So
No,
it
you
was gonna-
didn't really have a
It was
choice.
gonna find me either way.
Yeah, wherever you went. And you done been
Yeah.
around the world almost, if you will.
Yeah.
So, but everywhere you went, it kind of found you.
Yeah.
You couldn't escape it. I think you tried, but you couldn't escape it.
Like, once you got it, you got it.
I could have ran a little faster.
You could have ran a little bit.
I could have ran just a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Nah, but it
But
wasn't
no,
worth
but
it.
see-
It
but
wasn't worth it.
What your experience and your passion about it, though, you wasn't gonna. You couldn't
Yeah.
abandon it. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
you would
Like
have
you
to.
said, it was gonna
you
find
have
you.
to.
It was gonna find
Right.
you
You-
anyway.
yeah, it was
Right.
gonna find you because your passion for it was just, So it wasn't just
Mine
like,
was
it wasn't
just
this
all
monkey
over
on your
the
back.
place.
I mean, this was something you like doing. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
so that's what I wanted to kind of put out there with it. I wanted that to be on this podcast. I want that to be on the podcast. So,
Oh, it's storming.
It's about to storm. The sky is gray.
You said the cow's great.
The cows.
Yeah.
The cows are screaming. They coming home.
No, the sky is gray and I can't see when the rain's
Oh
yeah,
Jesus.
you want to get across town?
Yeah, that's your problem. Though.
Yeah.
Y'all
I'm
good?
sorry.
Trail, you got trail up?
Yeah, he's still out there with the baby.
All right, guys, listen. As always, it get deep when
Pops here.
yeah. So I ain't even gonna do no generations. No random word. Yeah, I'm stroking today. All right, now, hey yo,
But to all the young people out there, stay motivated, be encouraged.
there you go. Thank you.
And if I can say, there is a place in church for you
Absolutely.
that you can enjoy. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
And to all my youth department officials out there, encourage our young people.
Absolutely.
Seriously, motivate them.
Amen. Amen.
Don't make them wear a shirt and tie, man. They don't like it. Choke them. It's been another episode of the Chillin podcast.
Unless you're running for office.
Zip
I
your
knew that
pants
was
up,
coming.
man. We'll see y'all at Sunday school.